Right, now I'm just with my rose. I don't know if it's a rambling rose or a climbing rose, I can't quite remember. I think it's a climber. It's doing a pretty good job of climbing. And I just thought I'd pop over for a quick deadhead because some of these pink blooms have really come on in the last few weeks. We're into kind of middle June now, and it started flowering about 3 weeks ago. So of course once a rose dies back, you want to get that head off for the plant to use its energy elsewhere, basically. And you know what, at a glance you can just think it's that job. I'll just nip across and deadhead those 2 deadheads on the rose bush. But no, you get closer and you realise there's a little bit more to it. In fact, what I've found on this new bud, which is really typical, is a whole gang of greenfly, literally covered. Now, I'm not a big fan of sprays and chemicals, but you know, this looks like it might just get a bit out of control. My mum's got a big... I'm always talking about my mum this, my mum that in the garden. But she just likes to squidge them, drag them off, and then hopefully the ants will do the work. But I'm not convinced it'll work. And actually the bush is so big, or the rose is really climbing now. A bit of a squirt of something might just tell the greenfly to shove off. All right. Used it a few times, and you know what? It smells really nice. Maybe shouldn't get too addicted to the smell of this chemical. It is a pesticide, and it kills aphids, controls fungus, prevents further attacks. Sounds like a great thing. Greenfly, black fly, black spot, mildew, rust. I didn't know roses could get rust. Well, I'm learning all the time, you see. It's the beautiful thing about gardening. If you pay attention, you learn, don't you? Right, I'm 5'2". The rose is taller than me. I'm going to spray with my eyes shut. Aim. Fire. And it sort of floats back down to me, which isn't all that appealing. I mean, I'm only targeting new growth, new buds, because that's what the fly like, isn't it? The green fly and the black fly, they like new tender. Oh god, there's some up. Oh, there's some up there. Right, I'm gonna have to climb up on the bench again. Aim, fire, eyes shut. Ow, what's that? A spiky bit of grass poking into my leg. Right, I'm going to just do a bit more deadheading actually. This is such a fun job. Again, spiking. My legs. I'm a bit dramatic when it comes to pain. That doesn't actually hurt at all. Sorry about that. I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, so we've got a bit of a little thing there. Now, unlike me, I've brought a bucket along, which I'm not normally that prepared, but I've been caught out in the past where I've got all these spiky, thorny offcuts from deadheading roses and tidying it up a bit. And the dog just clears off with them if I'm not careful, and that's a worry, isn't it? No one likes a thorn in their dog's mouth. Right, oh my gosh, there's loads over here. See, I don't really see it growing behind the palm tree. And there are loads of deadheads. Beautiful, okay. I only bought this rose a couple of years ago and didn't really have very high expectations for it because it would be quite a while before it started doing beautiful things. But actually, it's loving this sunny spot. I have to go around the other side. This is in the Mediterranean bed. Sounds very grand. I have explained the Mediterranean bed in a previous episode. Or the pine tree coffin, as we call it. We've buried a trunk, an old trunk in it, because we couldn't be bothered and couldn't afford to get it ground out properly. So we just built around it. Cover it up. Right, let's go round. I'll just get these off. Get these deadheads off. And then I can spray a bit. The rose is very strong. I do like that about a rose. Although I have to say, I don't find them the most attractive things to grow in the garden unless they are bulking up nicely. They tend to be a bit sticks with roses on the end if they're in a bed. I like a bit more bushiness. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but Saturday afternoon, everyone's got the mower out. Everyone's got their electric device. Hedge trimmings like season is coming upon us, isn't it? Oh yeah, now that's Mike next door. He has got a ride-on mower. It makes our gardens sound really massive, and they are, but they're very long and narrow, which does require a lot of mowing, and I love a bit of mowing, and Mike's got a ride-on mower. So that's quite high up. And with lots of bugs on. Which I wouldn't, oh, another deadhead. It's like painting a bridge, isn't it? What's that phrase? Oh, I don't know. Starting again. Right. It does smell nice, doesn't it? It's lovely. Almost like smells of roses, this rose spray stuff. Okay. I mean, that's not the most exciting job I've ever done in my life, but it's one of the first things that flowers actually in the garden, gives colour. And so when you're sitting out for your first coffee, or the first time it's warm enough to eat lunch outside, or, you know, oh, I remember that moment of going, oh, thank gosh, it's warm enough. And then all of a sudden there's a pink rose behind you. It's like, hey, hey, it's coming. Love summer. Right, next job.